Good evening, YouTube. Today we're going to talk about the importance of liberty. Now, many in the older generation claim to want to preserve liberty, but in many cases, this is either a complete lie or they don't actually know what liberty truly is. Now, there are plenty of interpretations of what liberty is, so let me give you an example that would closely resemble how I view it. Let's say you're playing a video game, and let's say one day, for whatever reason, your government, not liking video games, decides to ban it. This would be in violation of liberty, or at least how I would view it. And it's not something that I believe, along with many others, that the government should have the right to dictate, especially when you start banning stuff. You create a slippery slope. And that slippery slope can lead to them banning other things, or even, in extreme cases, worse actions, such as genocide or other sort of unsavory actions, regardless of particular political favor, left or right, actually. Now that we've talked about why liberty must be preserved, I'm going to bring some suggestions on how to solve such problems, such as the government coming for liberty. Number one, and probably the least effective, voting. This is a way to have a voice, and perhaps you'll get rid of someone you don't like, but unfortunately, the chances of someone you like taking their place is also not likely to happen. So that might leave you with a third party like the libertarians, but unfortunately, in the United States, it's not going to get anywhere. This is due to how bad the US political system is. It's rife with corruption, and no matter what, your average person isn't going to get what they want. So the second option would be something I call chicken fry. Chicken fry is effective, however, it obviously also comes with a big risk. Given that the population in many Western countries have not felt like a need to do chicken fries because they're relatively comfortable. And until that comfort is removed, I do not believe that, at least on a mass scale, chicken fry will be effective. And if you act alone in participating in chicken fry, your government won't be happy and is likely to throw you in jail for the rest of your life. Now, let's talk about the third option, complaining about your government. In the United States, at least, we have strong First Amendment protections. What that means is, at least in America, you're legally allowed to complain about your government and petition it for redress of grievances. It's literally in the Constitution. But unfortunately, if you're in Europe or Canada, it's either limited or doesn't exist at all, to my knowledge. So you might be thrown in jail for something that you say if the government deems it offensive. Though, despite its limited effectiveness, it's also unfortunately the only currently viable strategy of preserving liberty. This is because, chicken fry will get you thrown in jail, and voting only happens once every couple of years, and its effectiveness, that I said earlier, is limited. So, in the meantime, if you want the night watchman state, you gotta make memes, insult your rep on Twitter for being an idiot. Just do whatever. Theoretically, as long as you're not threatening anyone, you can't be thrown in jail, at least in the United States. That's one of the fundamental liberties. Anyone in Congress, the president, the Supreme Court, whatever, all that government agencies, the three letters, you just gotta, when they mess up, you gotta let them know. And so it is the end of the video on preserving liberty. Like if you're interested in seeing more videos in this format. So goodbye, bros.